Welcome to the channel. Hello. Hello. Right. Hello. It's, as you can see. Hello. Welcome to the channel. Shut up. Right. Let's get some heat on here. We got heat. We're about 28. Oh, shut up. That's the alarm going off. Tell me to get up. So the secondary alarm. Secondary data. It's a secondary. Is it? Shut up! Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck's sake. Right. God, that was someone else. It is quite wet. As you can see, it's wet weather. It's not what you call a weather bomb and all that nonsense, all the buzzwords that they use. It's just normal Scottish weather, so we need to start remembering all that it's normal to have weather in Scotland, and British Isles. So it's normal weather. It's not a weather bomb. It's just rain. So you're going to join me all the way in Edinburgh, or are you going to go? Well, maybe I might get some. Flooding maybe today. Still got the all-season tyres on. Still. Now we've got the problem with ABS. Driver's side now. Therefore the cruise control will not be working. Let's get the armrest down. Aren't cars a pain? And to think they're trying to stop people from driving cars. Everything's going against the ordinary person. I've got a bit of an argument going with a green communist. He's infatigable. I haven't seen to get him to get lost yet. So I'll sort of formulate an answer for him later. But he's one of these people that's advocating, that people are, like, places are for people, not cars. So he's doing that strange thing. That he's not recognising or understanding that people drive cars and it gets them out of poverty, having ability to travel freely with freedom. So there's this thing that they do, these Greens, they sort of like to think that cars are somehow just... It's a very strange ideology. Basically they want rid of cars. That's their sort of weird kind of... Very often it's quite selfish kind of thinking, because they'll do all the stuff that they're against themselves, which is probably what most of them do when it suits them. Like what I'm doing right now is driving a car, so would it be better to use a bike? This guy was talking about nobody needs to travel more than 50 miles to go to work. I mean, I've always done that. Right now, what am I doing? How far is it I'm travelling to go to work? 40 miles? I don't know what he's on about. You know, it's a fact of life. It's an idiotic fool. You know, really. We've all been idiotic fools, I have, in my life. But just trying to raise awareness to people. Say, stop being an idiotic fool. You're a fool, you're a tool. It's now 36 minutes past 3. It seems to be cold on the passenger side. There's a bit of a draft coming over. It's got dual heat in this car. You know, so that it's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, I know. So I'd have to reach over and see if it's set in the bloody cold position. Well, it doesn't look like it is. And we're going to have to get diesel as well. I know what we need to do is get the heating down to the lower position. That's what's needed. Is that water on the outside lane? Oh yes, it looks like it. So the thing with the cycling guy, the green guy, is that without the use of a vehicle, you're sort of trapped. You know, and if you want to be poor, that's all right. You know, I mean, it's if you want to. Well, who wants to be poor? Is there anybody that actually wants to be poor? You know, it's. I mean, it's just the mathematics, if you like, behind it all, are the problem. They're just not. They're just not counting. You know, there's people that want us to. I mean, that's why it's a sort of modern, civilized society. And okay, I mean, there's been a lot of changes. People working from home and stuff like that, yeah, I suppose. But there is always got to be the nitty gritty of it. You know, that people have to work. You know, and in order to keep the whole thing going. And you know, we can't all be sort of diversity officers or, you know, sitting in a computer doing that sort of work. There's got to be somebody that actually does work, physical, like exchanging of goods and services. It's got to happen, and that I don't think that can happen off a push bike. You know, could you imagine the reality of it if your plumber turned up on a push bike? So yeah, can you do that for me? Yeah, we can do that. The only thing is I don't have any tools with me. Alright, okay. Well, we really need a van to carry all that stuff around with us. Alright, okay. So you're using a push bike? Oh, aye, well that's more convenient, it's better for the planet. Oh well. So we could order it, the stuff that you need to fix the plumbing. And then, so the result is somebody's got to bring it there in a van, you know. You're always going to land up back at that again. You sometimes wonder if a lot of these sort of green people actually ever really did any work, actual work, physical work, because you would sort of think that they didn't, and they're all working off some kind of hypothetical scenarios all the time, rather than actual real life. Well, everything's going quite well. The weather forecast is to rain now, and it's to clear away. We're actually in the car, not the van, as you probably noticed, with progress, and the reason for that is I couldn't really sort stuff out when it was raining. A bit difficult. I'm getting a draft down by my legs. The problem, see, this is one of the things about getting older, is the heater controls are on the right, and I can't actually see exactly how to change it, you know, the direction from up and down. There's also heater controls at the other side, and I'm wondering if somebody touched it or something. It's slightly annoying, I never noticed that the other day. I can't really do much about it until I'm stopped. The surface water there, nothing to worry about. So this guy says to me, you know, about the green thing, the cycling, that it's proven that people are happier when there's no cars. You know, it's like, oh, is it? Where did you prove that? You know, what makes people happy? Poverty? Does poverty make people happy? I don't think poverty makes people happy. I mean, the bike thing is fantasy that's being forced upon us. It's not that. So if you look at Stirling, down by the railway station, the bike lanes, there's nobody using them bike lanes. In a day like this, there's weather like this, they don't get used. People are in the cars. So you're wasting money. I mean, I think most people recognise that you're wasting money. You know, just normal people. I'd say probably majority of cyclists are young men. Probably. Yeah, I know there's women cycle, but I think the majority of them would be young men. And for everyday normal people, cycling is just not. It's not convenient. I think I've finally cracked it. Oh wait a minute, the air conditioner's not on, is it? Is that what's wrong? Is that what's wrong? think that's what's wrong. For some strange reason, the air conditioning has been switched off. Yeah, that's the draft gone. Ugh. So it's taken me all this time. Now who switched it off? Is it me? Gonna have to get some diesel. Hope Hermiston Gate's no shut, because it was the other day. Yeah, I think we might go in. Let's go in this way. Hermiston Gate was shut last week and it was frickin' pest. Quite a lot of roadworks sometimes going in, so what I'll do is I'll go right through site, well we could go through, it's called Site Hill, isn't it? Just go through there. Yeah. Yes. Ba, 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 da, da, da. This should be 50 here actually, you know. It should be 50, it's 40. I don't know if they've got cameras or anything. Oh, there's an event on. So I suppose the argument about the green thing is, so if you put people into poverty, it's proven that they're not going to be happy. You know, that's the problem with that sort of communist type thing. So I says to this guy, he says, you're a green communist, and he refuted that. He says, not really. But then all his views are pointing towards that he's a green communist. You know. So it's just a lack of everyone's entitled to their opinions, but you have to formulate your opinions using you know, evidence. So it's really, I suppose, is it your perspective that formulates your opinion? You know, is that what it is? Your perspective, how you see things. So I suppose what I'm doing is when you're disagreeing with somebody, you're objecting to their reality. You're saying your reality's wrong. Your modeling's wrong, which is what it is. It's modelling. Like, to say something's going to be some way. So to say that people are going to be happier when there's no cars is fundamentally misunderstanding the change to our civilization, which has been brought about by cars. You know, got to pay attention and make sure don't turn off the wrong road or something. It's easy to do that, isn't it? Yes. It's not really enjoyable with cars. Obviously, there's sections and everything. You're trying to, you're trying to get on in life, and there's the politicians are making it worse. So the biggest mistake in Scotland was allowing the Greens to get into power, and it was the fault of the SNP, the fault of the people, nationalists, voting for tyranny. You know, it's terrible what's happened, and they'll get voted out the next elections that come up. But Scotland's been irreparably damaged in the meantime. But it's just the way it goes. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll be gone in like 25 years, so who cares, you know? Quite a weird roundabout, this one. I've been up on this one. You know, there's obviously a big tank or something under there. You know, it's just strange. They put something in there and then built a big, huge, mounded roundabout on top of it. Got all these potholes. I was in the bike lane there, bus lane. I was in the bus lane. Booker, that used to be Dingbro. I used to go in there. into Dingbro. I think I thought I was some kind of... There was this thing... I don't know if I was probably still do it, but it was like, are you a trader or not, you know? So, to be able to go to a cash and carry, and that meant that you were self-employed. And I was self-employed, so it was kind of like a lot. And the problem with the macro was that I sort of realised, when I started doing markets and things, I realised that a lot of the supermarkets were actually cheaper. You know, Asda or Tesco. Well, not so much Asda, but Tesco. Or it was kind of like discounted stuff. So it's like macro wasn't really cutting it, you know. So I think it was part of I went through these phases where I was very much, you know, misleading myself, or maybe it's just learning curve. I actually think the learning curve, or learning, is a very difficult process. It can take a long time, you know. It could be painful. It can cost you and your family mentally and emotionally, and I was kind of on my own. I wasn't getting guidance. My father was sort of not really able, because of my mother, to really... They sort of left me on my own. I mean, emotionally and physically. Every now and again my dad would send me money, and that was like good, but at the same time, you know, it was kind of like an abandonment. So they're gone now, but I sort of have had time to reflect on it, and they did dump me, yeah, they did. I think it's more for... It was a case of we were growing up, like the three of us, and we were sort of like... We had to sort of get on with it, sort of thing. Which I suppose is not that much of a bad thing, but a lot of the decisions or things that happened were based upon my mother's needs, not anybody else's. What she wanted is really what happened. But she's dead now. It's buried in the ground. And that's natural, what happens to people. And it happened to me. It's all history, and it's all irrelevant, really. Nal ended up getting the roughest deal with in the family. Probably because I was the youngest, so I got kind of fitted up with everything. Go watch these cameras, eh? Fuck's sake, I was doing 32 there when I went through that camera. I was actually doing 36 at first. Sorry. Oh, right, where's the fucking... In here. Right. You know, and... You really have to watch what you're doing. No. Okay, now I forgot I had used a lot on here. Which is oh. Yeah, very clever. Just walk right in front of the car. So we are. Oh, I've got a bus coming. No, fuck it. It's difficult in the dark, isn't it? The rain and everything. Seeing where you're going. But that cost, it's like £68 or something. I've got the receipt there, so I'm going to have a look at it. Where are we? Where's the turn off? Ah, it's here. And the light is red. And it's green. I always manage to get a little bit of diesel in my hand every time I fill up. I've got a towel here. A little bit, just a little bit. So it's 3:58 and it's the rain sort of eased off slightly, I would say. Now what we got? Oh, we've got a few vans. No, we've got George up there in front. They're all there. It's just normal. Yeah. So, hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching. Bye.